Welcome to Line Trading, taking a look at today's SPY recap and live analysis. Once again, we had another one of these choppy days within the yellow and blue algorithms right here. As you can see, we had this yesterday as well. You see how we're in this majority of the day right here chopping. Same thing on the way up right here as well within that blue and yellow, and so on. You see the point right here, but we are not really getting any sort of real move, not breaking out of the key ranges that we need to be right here when we were looking for this continuation. We formed this inverse head and shoulder right here, but we never closed the cup at this level right here and continued seeing this building like that. And instead, we start to see this head and shoulder form right here. But once again, like I said, it is very slow within this yellow channel, and it is almost not even worth trading at all. You see this as well right here. We formed this inverse cup, but when it comes to that handle right here, seeing this form, we do not see that follow through, and we just get this chop right here. There's no move below the key level right here of 568. We don't get this inverse cup and handle continuation, or eventually closing this larger cup right here. Now, first thing in the morning that I explained in the pre-market brief for Discord members was to be watching for that continuation with the blue and yellow, and if we did close that cup right here, we could look for that to continue. So this right here, this was like right at the open. There was not even much of a chance to catch this, as you can see right here. First candle of the day, there's no time for that to even build up to it, and then from there, right, we cannot get back above this level right here to close that cup and form that right there. Now, I also explained that if you were looking for this short right here, not only did we need to form this head and shoulder below this level right here that we did, but we need to be below this 5-day moving average, which we were through the day. We did have a move below it. I believe it was right here, and we will go over that on the 1-minute chart. But you can see, right, we are still within this controlled selling of that yellow algorithm, and the shorts within that are just this chop. Now, the reason that, again, I did not trade today is because you can see even we do get below this 5-day moving average right here, we continue to gravitate above and below it. We just cannot find any sort of real direction. This is just a chop between here. You can see between these ranges right here, there is nothing going on. I want to see some sort of real move getting below a key level, seeing something that actually forms before trying to take a trade out of this while everyone is waiting for this wedge right here to be broken. You can see, right, we are still within this wedge. It looked like we had a breakout right here, but fake again, just right back in between that. And you can see how we are wedged here at the end of the day as well. But to the upside, same thing. I wanted to see this inverse head and shoulder form off maybe another 5-day moving average bounce and see some real buyers. Maybe there is a later part of the day, right, where we do see a breakout, but there's just nothing going on. We cannot close this cup, cannot do what we're talking about from here and form what we need to. So now here on the 1-minute chart, going over the microstructure and algorithms, you can see in the morning I explained to be looking for this cup that closed back at that high from the morning with that first candle we talked about right here, and to see if we could form this handle for it right here with an inverse head and shoulder above. And you see that that does not form, and instead we start to head down. There is this top right here, but we close this inverse cup right here that I explained to be watching for, and to see us break below this level right here. And you see how even with this handle, we cannot get that move below, and we are once again within a chop right here. You can see within this red algorithm. Now here with the chop, I explained we are building liquidity right within that yellow and blue. I explained right here to start the morning with these early candles. We can see that right here, but I explained that if you are looking for that breakout, I'm not opposed either to seeing this cup close right here at this 571.74, and maybe we start to see that move, right, that we are talking about, this continuation right here, starting to build that liquidity on the way up. Now, I was also explaining that if we cannot form this cup right here back to that 571.74, you can be looking for this head and shoulder right here to form like that and see us get below that 5-day moving average. So as we continue to grind lower throughout the day, you can see that we are never forming what we need to be looking for a long, right? Even with this right here, it is weak. You can see that starting to taper from this white right here, and we're not closing that cup right here to continue, but the shorts take a long time. You can see, right, that this is just not really worth it. We close that cup once again, and this handle for that continuation, right? There's just no move. Same thing right here. You see that cup form, you see that handle, and look at the risk to reward right there. It is 60 cents. It's a 30-cent move, right? Just to be bottom and bot right back up right there. And then you see that chop higher above your initial entry point. So it's just really not worth it. But again, don't be looking for this long. There's no reason for that quite yet. We need to see that forming in order to do so. Now, right here, when we did get below that 5-day moving average, like I explained right here, you can see how we formed that head and shoulder. Right here is where it was. Now there was that move down right here, but same thing, right? You don't even get a single candle to close. Instantly find those buyers and right back up above your initial entry point. So you would have had to been quick on these scalps if you were taking them, but just not what I'm looking for. Same thing right here. You see how we are weak right here. We form this head and shoulder thing, try to close that cup, and this handle just does not really have any follow through, and we continue to gravitate between that 5-day moving average like I explained earlier, and there is just really no real direction as we look like we can be possibly forming something like this to head back up with that liquidity in that blue and yellow that I was explaining right here. So if this was starting to form right here to eventually close that cup, or if we were going to start heading down below that 5-day moving average, making this the resistance, closing this cup and trying to form that. But once again, right at the end of the day, you can see like it looks like we're possibly making this resistance at that 5-day moving average, but there is no cup close right there. We don't have time for this handle, and we also don't get to see if it is forming that right here. Now going over what to be watching into tomorrow, as we've been talking about with the blue and yellow controlled selling right here, pay attention if we do begin to form this inverse head and shoulder on the way up right here. We close that cup and then close this one right here. We'll want to see that beginning to form as well and give us that breakout. Maybe this takes into Friday as well. Otherwise, if there is going to be downside, we are forming this right here, you can see. So if we do stay below this 5-day moving average, form resistance, and start to see some sellers, we can start seeing that on the way down right here. Plenty of liquidity to do so. And ultimately, if there is a larger move down, we have all of that liquidity right here as well. So be paying attention to that, right? If we close that and begin grabbing this on the way down. Now here on the daily chart, we are still trending up with this 5-day moving average and upper Bollinger. And if we do hold above that 5-day moving average, can look for this move up right here. Otherwise, we most definitely can see some sort of pullback forming below that 5-day moving average, and ultimately we may need to retest this 20, but you have to wait and see, because you can see how we have not been giving up much dips right here anyways. Every time there is a dip with these bottom wicks, we continue to see it bought back up. So right here, we will see if this daily candle is bought back up tomorrow or if there is some real selling and we do actually get a move. Now, tomorrow we do have a lot of news, so pay attention to that as that can bring some volatility in and finally start to see things pick up. But that is all I have for the video today. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see members in the morning.